Next, we're going to go in with some jojoba oil, which is a thicker oil. It's kind of a little bit looser than olive oil, if that kind of gives you an idea. And we're going to use half as much of jojoba oil as we did the other 2 oils. And finally, we're going to go in with argan oil, and that will cap off all of our carrier oils. We're going to use the same amount of that as we did the jojoba oil, because these are like in between carrier oils and essential oils, if that makes sense. Okay, so now let's do the essential oils. So honestly, for me, I feel like tea tree oil is a must-have in any oil, especially on the scalp. It's so good for the scalp. Like any scalp products that I have on my website always has tea tree oil, so I'm gonna say that's necessary. Then we're gonna go in with lavender oil. I love lavender oil. It's an extremely common essential oil that a lot of people use, so I would say that's kind of a must-have as well. And now we're gonna go in with some lemongrass and some cedarwood oil. These are just oils that I had left over when I was formulating my oil formulas, and I decided not to use these, so I'm just kind of like grabbing whatever I have and putting it in here. But again, this is all up to you. And then lastly, I'm going to go in and use some eucalyptus oil, which I've actually never used before, but it was on the ingredients list on the milelle oil, so I decided to use it. And honestly, it smells so good. I might have to start incorporating this into my actual hair products because I love this. Okay, so we really want to let the rosemary and the mint infuse with the oils. So you can let this sit for 24 to 72 hours, or really however long you want, or you can speed up the process by adding heat, which is what I'm going to do. So we're going to use the double boiler method. I realized I had too much water in this pot, so I had to pour some out. Otherwise, the water would have spilled into the oil, which literally ruins it. And I'm going to let this sit on the stove on low heat for 30 to 60 minutes to really give it time to infuse. So I let mine sit on the stove for 45 minutes, but honestly, you can do like 30 minutes and then let it sit off the heat for a couple of hours, or if you're not ready to use it, you can just let it sit for a couple more days. The longer, really, the better. Okay, so now it's time to strain the oil, and I would recommend getting a cheesecloth, but I forgot, so I'm gonna use a paper towel. Also, if you have like a strainer that you use like for washing rice or something like that, that will also work fine. So I made the mistake of squeezing the paper towel to get like all the oil out, and the paper towel ended up breaking, and so some of the herbs got into the oil, and I tried my best to fix it. Like I even tried to use the spoon to scoop out the herbs, but I realized it just made it worse, so I ended up just having to go back in and repeat that with straining it with another paper towel to remove all that extra herbs. So now all that's left to do is to put our oil in the bottle. So I'm using this 4-ounce dropper bottle that I have. When I was formulating my products, I thought I wanted to do 4-ounce oils, so I had these extra ones lying around that I bought. And I'm also going to use a funnel, which I also got on Amazon. Again, everything will be linked. And we're just going to pour the oil into the bottle. You want to make sure when you fill this up, you stop at that curve at the top. Otherwise, if you fill it too high, when you put the dropper in, it's going to overflow. So I actually filled it up too high, and I had to pour some out. And y'all, I'm really proud of myself because look how good this looks. And when I tried it out, it was very similar to the consistency of the milelle oil. It was lightweight, but still had that level of thickness, and it smelled so good. And I wish the milelle oil was clear so we can do it side by side, but I think we did good. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. That's how you make a dupe of the milelle, rosemary, and mint oil. Again, this oil smells so amazing, smells so good. To me, like I said, I am not a huge fan of rosemary, so I love how this one has equal amounts of rosemary and mint. It just smells beautiful, and I have a ton of extra ingredients that I can make so many more batches with if I desire. If you have any questions or comments, make sure that you leave them below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, put your notifications on if you like videos like this and want more uploads. If you would like me to make more DIY hair stuff, definitely let me know. I can work on that. Just leave them in the comments what type of stuff you would like me to make, and I got you. Also, make sure you follow me on my TikTok and Instagram for daily content. And finally, go ahead and check out some of my own hair care products, including 2 oils I have on my website if you are interested. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Tell me what you see in me.